Hey Randy, are you home right now? I was wondering if you wouldn't mind checking something on my laptop for me. I was just curious if my USB was still in there or not. Can you look for me?
Yeah, it's still here in the laptop. This is your USB that you use for work, right? Did you forget it today?
I totally did, yeah. But I have some files from there that I really need to have with me to get some work done today.
Oh, really? Well, shoot, that's too bad. You want me to come over and bring it to you? I'm not working today, so I could do that if you wanted me to.
No, you don't have to worry about doing that. But would you mind turning on my laptop and just seeing if the files I need are there in the first place?
You want me to get on your laptop? Well, okay, but only if you're sure it's okay with you and you won't get in trouble with work.
It'll be totally fine. I know that you're not trying to steal any company's secrets or anything like that. Sure thing. Just let me know when, please.
Okay, I think I should be good now. Actually, it seems like there are several windows you left open here. What exactly am I looking for?
Could you open up the browser and look for a file labeled for this month? If you open that, you should be able to see some designs and photos of the company newsletter, right? Okay, if you see all of that, go ahead and put it all together for me, okay?
Wait, you want me to mess around with these files for you?
Yeah, it's fine. You're doing me a favor, remember? And I just have too many things going on today and totally forgot that I had to have this done by the end of the month.
But, Phil, I can't just do your job for you. This doesn't feel right.
Oh, please, you worry too much. It's fine. It's not like there's any sensitive information or anything like that in there. Besides, I'm giving you permission right now.
I understand that, but I just feel like this is your work and you should be the one doing this, right? Maybe you should just work on this after you come home today.
I thought about doing that too, but it's just not going to work. The boss wants to take us all out drinking tonight, so I won't be home until quite late.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do this for you. I literally don't even know how.
Come on, I'm begging you here. You have to do this for me, please. It'll just be this one time.
I really don't like this right now, Phil.
But I know you can do it. I mean, don't you design work at your job anyways? I've seen some of your stuff and I know that you can handle a measly corporate newsletter.
It's just, well, I feel like you've been doing this more and more often.
What have I been doing more often? What do you mean by that?
I mean, the way that you're asking for all of these favors from me, I feel like you're just asking me to do things that you don't want to do.
You really think so?
I do. In fact, the last time you had a business trip, you asked me to pack your bags for you. And every day you've asked me to prepare your work clothes too. Not to mention the fact that you'll buy new appliances and leave them in the box for me to figure out how to set up. If you really didn't know how to do some of this stuff, that might be another story. But even then, you should just be able to look it up.
Wait a second, are you mad at me right now? You're the house husband. Those are clearly your job. Besides, my mom would always do that stuff for me without ever complaining.
Okay, well, I'm not your mom, and I don't think you should expect me to treat you like I am. You know that I really don't like being told what to do or given orders.
I'm not asking you to be my mom or anything like that, man. All I'm saying is that I think you shouldn't be complaining about helping me out so much.
I don't understand what happened to you, Phil. You didn't have any problem doing things for yourself when we first got married. But lately I feel like you come to me for just about everything. Now you're literally asking me to do some of your own job for you? Can't just stand by and pretend like this is okay.
Okay, fine. I promise that from now on, I'm going to try and do everything that I'm able to do on my own. But can you please just this once do this little Photoshop job for me? Then I promise to never ask you for anything ever again.
I already said that the answer was no. This is your work and you should be the one to do it.
Why do you always have to be so stubborn? I don't get why you're acting like this towards me.
I'm not acting like anything. I'm just saying that I don't want to do your work for you. I really don't think I'm being too unfair right now. Besides, what if your bosses find out that you were asking me to do this stuff for you?
Well, they won't find out, so that's not even going to be a problem for me. Can't you just do this one little favor, Randy.
I'm sorry, Phil, but I can't and I won't. If you want, I can email those files to you and you can do them yourself.
Okay, fine, whatever. I'll just go and do this all myself.
Well, it was your job to begin with, so...
And you don't even work full-time. And who are you to act all high and mighty towards me?
I'm not trying to act high and mighty at all. But I work and take care of the house, remember?
That's right. You're just a house husband and nothing more. That's why you ought to be taking care of me even more. Just whose money do you think it is that buys the food and pays for the roof over our heads, huh?
Okay. If you really want to play this game, how about I ask who cooks that food and make sure what's under said roof is clean and livable?
Doesn't matter because I'm the one who pays money for those things. You just do stuff with them after I've already paid.
And I am so grateful that you have a job that can afford us all of these things. I really, truly am. But the fact of the matter is that we're married. We're a team, and things would cost money whether we liked it or not. But right now, we're combining our powers, and that's how we agreed to live.
But you're not doing your fair share. You're not helping me when I need it.
You really don't think that I do enough for you around here?
Oh, you know what? Just drop it already. I'm sick and tired of having this conversation over and over again. Hey, Randy, did you finally remake dinner for me?
Nope, and I still haven't done that yet.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Just how much time is it going to take for you to recook a lousy meal? Just what have you been doing?
Well, I'm just about to hop in the shower, actually.
You're about to get in the shower while your poor husband starves to death?
Did you seriously just ask me that? Are you going to pretend like tonight didn't happen? You took one bite of what I had prepared for us to eat and got so upset that you dumped your bottle of beer on me. You complained the whole time that it wasn't as good as when your mom made it. And then you left and said that you weren't coming back until I had remade the entire dish.
Well, it's not my fault that you don't know how to cook well. You should have learned what I like by now.
I don't buy that. You haven't had any problems with the food I've made for you in the past. So what's changed so suddenly, huh?
It's not a sudden change, Randy. I've always felt this way. I just never said anything about it until now. But the fact is, you've never been a good cook and all your food tastes so bland.
I really don't know how that could be, since at this point I'm putting in at least double the seasoning that your mom uses in her recipes. If you have a problem with my cooking, then it's your mom's recipes that you have a problem with.
That isn't true. I know what my mom's cooking tastes like, and it's always so good and rich with flavor. Maybe it just tastes bad because the person cooking it doesn't appreciate me enough and is always on my back for the smallest things.
You mean the things that you're always dumping on me to do for you? It's not like I want to be complaining to you about these things.
I'm only giving you things that I know you can handle. I don't get why you're making such a big deal over this. I mean, I'm the one who works, so you should support me. Isn't that fair?
And just why do you think that you having a full-time job entitles you to whatever you want from me? There are things that you need to do, and you should stop sloughing them off onto me. I mean, you come home and do nothing but lie on the couch while I run around maintaining everything. Where's my support?
Well, I'm tired from work when I get home.
I understand that I may just work part-time, but I'm basically on call around the clock at home. You realize that, right? All you have to do is point or grunt for something, and I'm more than willing to grab it for you. Even though you're more than capable of doing things yourself, you still have me to do every little thing for you.
Oh, please. Don't even try to compare some little household chores to what I do. Honestly, how did you ever talk me into letting you be the house husband?
Why do we have to repeat this conversation over and over again? For the last time, I am not your mother, and you have to stop treating me like her. Got it?
You know what, Randy? I don't think you understand how married life is supposed to work.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that I work so that you can live, okay? You don't have any right to talk to me like this.
Are you kidding me right now? What has gotten into you, Phil?
I mean that you don't get to boss me around. I wear the pants in this relationship. You're acting just like the women that the other men in the office always complain about. So entitled and needy. I'm the one who feeds you. I'm the one who houses you. And you need to remember your place. So when I tell you to do something, you do it.
Of all the... I literally don't even know what to say to that right now. You never used to be like this.
Of course I have. I've just always held back what I wanted to say. But I can't do that anymore if you're going to act like this. Now, you get back in the kitchen, remake my dinner. If you don't, then this marriage is over. Hey, Randy, I'm heading home now.
Oh, really?
Is that all you've got to say to me right now? I thought that I finally talked some sense into you last night, and now you're taking up an attitude with me again?
I'm not doing anything like that at all, Phil.
You better not be, for your sake. So, is dinner ready yet? I won't let it slide if the taste isn't perfect.
Oh, don't worry. I'm already leaving. If you want dinner, how about you go and ask your mom to cook it for you? I'm sure she would love to dote on her son. I mean, just that. I've packed up my bags and my parents are going to come and pick me up soon.
Wait, hold on a second. What did you mean about my mom?
Right. Well, I told your mom that I was going to be moving out, and she was actually overjoyed to hear that. She said that she wanted to move in with you right away and that she was going to cook for you every day from now on. So now you'll be able to enjoy her cooking and never have to suffer through my bland meals again.
No, hold on. Why are you doing this? I don't get why you're leaving.
You said so yourself, right? If I didn't want to do what you wanted me to do, then we would get a divorce, right?
But I wasn't really serious about that.
If you weren't serious about something like that, you shouldn't have said it in the first place. You said so many terrible things that I just reached my limit and I called your mom over.
Can you please just tell my mom to go back to her house?
Where'd I go and do something like that?
You know exactly why I don't want my mom here. If we're breaking up, I can't have my mom living with me and cramping my style. And I hate her food. But if I ever don't eat it, then she starts to cry and say that I hate her.
But I don't understand. Up until now, you've been telling me that I should be more like your mother. You've been comparing my cooking to hers and say that I've been the one making mistakes.
Well, that wasn't true.
Which part of it wasn't true, Phil?
Look, can you please just tell my mom to turn around and go back home? I'm just really tired from work and I don't have the energy to deal with her right now.
I don't know. I've kind of told myself to never do anything you tell me to ever again. Anyways, I'm leaving my signed portion of the divorce papers on the kitchen table. You just need to sign in the highlighted parts and send them off.
Randy, are you there? Please come back home. I really miss you.
Can you please stop blowing up my phone with all of these calls and texts? I'm in the middle of dinner with my family right now.
Please, I'm so sorry. I was acting like an idiot.
Oh, really? You were? And how were you doing that?
I said things I shouldn't have. And did mean things as well.
And you're only realizing now how much of an idiot you've been?
Well, it's not exactly like that.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, during that night I went out drinking with my coworkers. I was kind of grumbling about our marriage to one of my colleagues. He said that it's important for a husband to be strict with this, well, in my case, husband, and remind them of who is in charge.
And that's why you poured your beer on me? To tell me that you were in charge?
I'm sorry, but you just weren't listening to what I was saying.
You really are an idiot, Phil. I was listening, but it doesn't mean I was going to do it. And you never listened to what I was trying to tell you. But I'm so glad you found a way to shift blame to someone else for this.
Please, I really am sorry for all of this.
I don't want to hear it from you, Phil. But now you'll have to deal with your actual mom here. And we'll see if you treat her the same way that you treated me with all of your nagging and hurtful words. Just being gay doesn't absolve you of being a man, Phil. And worse than that, it's clear that you're just still a boy who wants a mommy but not his mommy.
Don't you go trying to psychoanalyze me? It was only that I couldn't find the words to really get my point across.
And so you came up with stuff about your mom instead? I'm afraid that Freud would have a field day with that one. But you just kept comparing me to your mom because you wanted someone who would do everything for you without a single word of protest, am I right?
You're right. About everything. I'm sorry. I promise to never act this way again. Just please forgive me. Please, come home.
I will not.
So then you really want to get a divorce with me?
Well, first of all, you did pour beer all over me because, in your own words, I wasn't listening to you.
Well, but I... You're right. I'm so sorry.
Is that all you can say for yourself? Do you have no sense of shame for what you did? I have no idea how you could act the way you did without a second thought. You might not have injured me physically, but you still hurt me.
Well, it's never ever going to happen again. I swear it. I was just acting out is all.
Acting out? Well, at least that we can agree on. You were acting exactly like a spoiled child would. I didn't marry someone so that I could be their babysitter.
Randy, please. I know that I've been a complete idiot this week. But my mom has been driving me crazy this week and I can't stand her anymore. You were so much better to have around and I'm sorry for taking you for granted. So then you forgive me. You'll come home?
You did, but I am not about to just forgive you for all of that.
But why? I said that I'm sorry. I apologized, didn't I?
I told you that you needed to start handling more of your own business. And yet anytime I went against you, you were ready to put me down right away. Well, I have my limits and I have been pushed way past them. I've been doing a lot of thinking this week myself.
But I need you. How am I supposed to live without you? I promise to never be mean to you ever again.
Then just sign the divorce papers and send them off. That would be the nicest thing you could do for me.
No, anything but that, please.
I'm not going to look after you anymore. You want your mommy? Well, now she's living with you. I need a man who isn't afraid to take care of himself and his partner. Now, goodbye. After that, something snapped in Phil, and he finally agreed to sign the divorce papers. I actually never got along with Phil's mother, so when she heard we were splitting up, she was just overjoyed. I'll admit that when we first met, I thought that Phil being a mama's boy made him somewhat cute and vulnerable. Little did I realize that it was a cover for deeper personal issues that he had yet to work through. Even after the divorce, I still received texts from him begging me to save him from his mother, but I merely ignored them. It's true, Phil never cheated or hit me, but I knew that our marriage was never going to work out. Perhaps there's a lesson in here about being careful what you wish for, or not taking people for granted. But I think the most important lesson here is to not think that being more in touch with your feelings exempts you from being responsible for acting on them without thinking.
Sherry, we need 4 cups of coffee in the main conference room on floor 5 stat. And also 5 cups for the group waiting in the lobby and 6 cups in the meeting room on the 3rd floor. And I need those all done in 5 minutes, so get on it! All those rooms at the same time? Each group has important clients, so we can't keep them waiting. Since all you can do is make subpar coffee and be eye candy while carrying it, it's a perfect job for you. So hurry up and get it done! Doing all that in 5 minutes is impossible. I just got out of the CEO's office after delivering some papers. Then go home! What do you mean by that? You're obviously lazy and useless, so there's no reason for you to be here. This is a place of business where only serious people with skills can survive. For your own sake, get lost. That's a bit unfair, don't you think? You've already wasted enough of our time. Since you're so slow and haven't gotten anything done, I'm gonna have to rely on some of the new hires to cover for you. 4 of them working together should be able to do it in 5 minutes. Even though they're rookies, they're still full-time employees. You know what that means, right? Your inability to follow simple orders has just stolen 5 minutes from them. Do you know what that just cost the company? I'm sorry. If apologizing was all it took, we would need a justice system and our legal department would be out on the streets. I'm sick of your sad excuses. I hope you know how to sincerely make up for the trouble you're causing us. Sincerely? What do you mean by that? I'm taking the 4 new hires out for drinks tonight, and it's on you. Wait, are you serious? Of course I'm serious. I'm always serious. You should be thankful that I'm letting you off so easy. Consider this a lesson in how to know your place in the real world. Thank you, but picking up the tab for 5 people? That's the going price for 5 minutes of time of 5 full-time employees. Is that so? I'll make it easy for you. $50 a head should cover it. So, $250 on my desk by the time I clock out. You just want the money. Of course! What else would I want from you? I thought I might be able to join you guys. Why would we want to go out for drinks with you? Your very existence makes my skin crawl. Why do you want to invade my private life with your stupidity and uselessness? No, I'm sorry. It's also this cowardice in thinking that you can evade your responsibilities and duties by apologizing that pisses me off. Ever since you showed up, the atmosphere around here feels like I'm stuck in a Stygian prison. Why did you join our company? Let me rephrase that. How did someone like you get into the company? For a long time, I've been interested in the medical devices this company produces. My goal for now is to better myself and make myself useful to others. And you're already screwing that up by the looks of things. You're lowering everyone's working efficiency by being yourself. It's like you're a mobile IQ sync on the AOE field. I promise to be more careful next time. I will strive to follow orders to the letter and carry out my work with alacrity. Yeah, whatever that means. I'll hold you to your word. So listen carefully to my next order. Drink 5 cups of just brewed coffee. Are you serious? Yes! Just listening to your irritating voice around the office gets on my nerves and I can't concentrate on my work. There's probably some weird virus or bacteria in your throat, so we should sterilize it before it spreads to those of us who are actually a benefit to society. If you do that, then you'll be achieving your goal of being useful to others. See, I'm always looking out for others. You could learn a lot from me if you weren't so slow. You're asking too much from me. If you can't do that, leave. There's nothing you can do around here. You're just a gold bricker and a drain on company resources. I'll go drink the coffee. Seriously? If you do that, I'll let you off the hook for today. And don't forget your donation to my entertainment budget.
Sherry, have you eaten lunch yet?
Dad, no, I haven't eaten yet.
Sorry, were you busy? You just started working, so don't push yourself too hard. You won't last long if you do. Take it from me, I know from experience. Well, forget all that. Let's go and grab a bite together. I just got a break to get a late lunch.
Sorry, Dad. I don't think I'll be able to eat anything.
What's the matter? Are you not feeling good?
My throat is a little sore and my stomach hurts a bit.
That's not good. Not good at all. It could be a cold. Drop what you're doing and please go to the clinic to get that checked out.
It's fine. It's not a cold or anything like that.
You're just like your mother in that regard.
How so?
She just said it was a little cold and kept pushing herself. That little cold turned into pneumonia and she was gone before we knew it.
Dad, you can't keep holding on like that.
Sherry, I'm really sorry for not being there for you two more. When I left your mother, I didn't know she was pregnant with you. Even your brother regrets what happened between us. Even he says that he shouldn't have pushed her out of our lives the way he did.
I understand how Tom feels. I mean, how are you supposed to act towards your father's new girlfriend so soon after your mother leaves? Of course he wouldn't want to accept her into his life.
While that may be true, we both regret what happened. We may never be able to make up for it. We both want to do what's right and help you in any way we can.
You both have no idea how much you've saved me. And I know how much you both care about me. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Are you sure your throat and stomach are okay? I don't want you to push yourself too hard. We can get Tom to look at it if you want. I'm sure he wouldn't mind checking it out for you.
You know he's busy running the new city hospital. I can't bother him with something this small.
Well, I know some good doctors. You want me to refer you to them?
Dad, you're being overprotective again. I'm fine, so stop worrying so much. I'll be fine tomorrow, and if anything happens, I'll let you or Tom know immediately.
If you say so, then I'll let it go. But if anything or anyone tries to hurt you, tell me right away, you hear me? I don't want to have to relive what happened at your mother's funeral. If only I had known sooner. It's something I never want to say again.
I understand, Dad, and thank you. If I run into some big trouble I can't handle, then I'll gladly hide under your wing and let you protect and spoil me.
Anytime, bring it on.
You really are something, aren't you? You are less than an amateur working, but you're definitely a pro at brown-nosing. What are you talking about? I heard some interesting tidbits from the rookies that I took out for drinks with the dollars you donated. It sounds like you're kissing up to all the men in the company and earning brownie points from them. Because of that, they all have a high opinion of you, you sly little fox. I would never do that. Since all you can do is make copies and coffee, the only way you can become a full-time employee is to kiss up to the people above you. I see how it is. That's not my goal at all. I could care less who you kiss up to or try to seduce. But stay away from Brian, our marketing director. I have my eyes on him, and it's just a matter of time till I can bag him. I won't stand for it if you try to get in my way and butter him up too.
Wait a hot minute. This conversation has taken a hard left turn somewhere and I want off.
They even overheard Brian saying that he thought you were cute. When and where did you find the time to work your wiles on him as well?
I've done nothing of the sort.
Of course, no one would believe a simple temp like yourself. Least of all a veteran like myself who's seen it all already. Stop stirring up the harmony of our company. Things were fine before you showed up, but now you're just bothering everyone.
How is that possible?
Even the new hires hate you. How did someone who can only do intern duties get into such a prestigious company? Something is definitely fishy. There's even a rumor running around that you're secretly the lover of the 50-year-old virgin head of accounting, Mac. Is that true? So that's how you got this job.
How dare you? That is disrespectful to Mac, and I think you should say sorry for saying that.
A single man in his 50s. There is definitely something suspicious there. So, you called that ugly fish who definitely has some skeletons in his closet, and the best you could get from him was this temp position? I am impressed you'd sacrifice your chastity to accomplish such an underachieving life goal.
Heidi, stop talking about something that does not concern you. Mac lost his fiancée to a tragic accident right before their wedding. So in her memory, he's vowed to stay single in a show of faithfulness and devotion. Please do not spread any tasteless rumors about him.
Why does a temp like you have such insight into the private affairs of the head of accounting? That just makes things more suspicious.
That's enough. I see that talking to you is a waste of time, and I'm tired of trying to find your good side. Goodbye.
How dare you? You're only a temp with no skills. How do you get off talking to me like that? Get back here. I see you need to be taught another lesson of how this world works. I hope you learned something from that little accident. How was the coffee I gave you?
You've gone too far this time, Heidi.
Those of no value to the company deserve no mercy.
Luckily, I used my arm to block most of it, so I only got some light burns on my arm. I'm in the company infirmary now getting it looked at.
Too bad. I was aiming for some second-degree burns on your face. How unlucky of me.
You were aiming for my face when you threw that boiling coffee at me?
That's right. You ignored my warning. I told you to stay away from Brian. Drop dead, you ugly witch.
Brian asked for a coffee, so that's what I did. I brought him a coffee. That's all. I'm not trying to brown nose or hit on him.
That does it. I can no longer stand you. You're so unbearably annoying. You're just an exasperating temp with ideas above her station. That's why coffee gets accidentally spilled on your head. Shall I use my connections to the CEO to get you fired? How'd you like that?
Oh, so you know my father then?
What was that?
The CEO of this company is my father. I didn't know Dad was a friend of yours.
You're the boss's daughter. You lie, that's impossible. He's 86 years old. How could he have a 23-year-old daughter?
He was 63 when I was born. A surprise, to say the least.
Liar. Stephen Townsend has no daughter. You can even check the wiki. He even has a 40-year-old son that is lined up to take over for him.
Yeah, Tom is my brother. Dad wanted him to take over sooner, but Tom wanted to make sure there was a better hospital in the city to take care of people after my mother died.
Ha! Caught you in a lie. The CEO's ex-wife is still alive and living in Hawaii with her second husband.
I'm a child born out of wedlock. I lived with my mother until she passed. He took me in right after that.
Unlikely story. Did you think anyone would believe your tragic first 15 minutes Disney movie opening sob story?
You can believe it or not, it's up to you, but it's the truth.
Now I'm pissed off that you're lying to me, so I'm going to give you another cup of hot coffee. Come back to the office right this moment.
See you there.
I'm sorry.
Huh? You don't need to pour another cup of coffee on me then?
So, you just weren't some temp staff sent by the agency? I didn't know you really were the boss's daughter. I apologize for all the pain I've caused you.
Did you talk to my father?
Yes! Never in a million years did I think he would roll up with you.
And what did he say to you?
That my fate rests in the beautiful hands of you, Miss Sherry.
I see.
Thank you so much, Miss Sherry.
For what, may I ask?
You stood up in defense of me, did you not? When he called me in, I thought for sure he'd reprimand or even demote me. Imagine my relief when he told me that everything would be left in Miss Sherry's capable hands. I know everyone and everything in this company, so please rely on me for all your needs to get acquainted here. That's it! We still haven't held a welcome party for you. Those lazy bums in HR completely left you out when we had a celebration for the new hires. Brian and I will take responsibility for this and we'll have a blast. I'm sure Brian will sign on when he hears it's an order from up on high.
Stop right there. There are other things that need to be discussed. Also, I don't need a welcome party.
Oh, I see. Loud get-togethers aren't to your liking. Completely understand. Like me, a classy young lady like yourself would prefer a small, intimate gathering over a boisterous, impersonal festival of people you don't know. Then, how about a dinner for four at a nice restaurant? You, me, Stephen, and Brian. How does that sound? I know the perfect place. It's a bit pricey, but I'm sure we can squeeze it into expenses.
You're fired.
What do you mean?
Terminated, let go, laid off, made redundant, sacked. Part of a streamlining process. Take your pick, I got more.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
I'm not a comedian, so no jokes. Sorry. This is an executive decision and the paperwork is already filed. Please quickly pack up your stuff and leave the premises post-haste.
Don't you think you're overstepping your place here? Just because you're the boss's daughter, what you're doing is excessive. I'll sue you for wrongful termination.
I have here several claims from the marketing department of you harassing Brian, which is obstructing their work. I also have a medical diagnosis that questions if my burns were really accidental. This could be used as evidence for second or even first-degree assault charges. It also seems like I was just the last in a series of bullying and power harassment victims, all of which point to you as the perpetrator. After a thorough in-house investigation, several more victims have come forward. I believe I have more than enough evidence to terminate your contract.
I'm sorry. I confess that all those misdeeds are my own. The pressure and stress of the job made me act out of character. From this moment on, I will change my point of view and start with a clean slate. So please, Miss Sherry, I beg of you, please have mercy and be lenient.
If you can't handle the stress and pressure of this job, you really should not be here. As a wise woman once told me, those of no value to the company deserve no mercy. It turns out that soon after getting fired, Heidi was picked up by the police. It seems like someone else didn't like what she was doing, and an outside investigation into her harassment bore fruit. In addition to her arrest, my dad demanded 100 grand in physical and emotional damages from her. That surprised me as well. Even though he left her up to me, he was pissed off enough that he got involved afterwards. A bit strange, but I did feel his love through that action. So I continued to work at my father's company, hiding who I really am. In the course of time, Brian ended up asking me out, and one thing led to another, and now we're dating. I'm sure he'll be as surprised as Heidi when he finds out who I really am. But it probably won't end in cold sweat mixed with tears like the last person who found out.